So, for years they mocked her, blackballed her, and tried to silence her, but Wendy Williams, the queen of hot topics, just walked into a federal courtroom and unleashed a tidal wave of truth about Diddy, Jay-Z, Oprah, and a Hollywood machine built on secrets, NDAs, and abuse. This isn't gossip, this is verbatim testimony from the Shaun Diddy Combs trial, as reported by Inner City Press. Hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and buckle up, because Wendy's bombshells could bring an entire industry to its knees. This is raw, unfiltered federal court testimony for educational and entertainment purposes only. Wendy Williams didn't just take the stand in the Shaun Diddy Combs trial, she turned the courtroom into her purple chair, delivering a deposition that's rocking Hollywood to its core. This isn't just about Diddy, it's about a system, a pattern of protection, silence, and systemic abuse in hip-hop and entertainment. Armed with dates, quotes, emails, and chilling recollections, Wendy called out Diddy, Jay-Z, Tyler Perry, Oprah, and more. From secret tapes to freak-off parties, from blackballing to NDAs, she laid it all bare under oath. Let's break down every jaw-dropping moment. When Wendy Williams stepped into that courtroom, it wasn't a celebrity cameo. It felt like a warrior who'd been buried alive by the industry and clawed her way out to finally tell the truth. She sat down, adjusted her microphone with a calm but deliberate pace, and told the jury, "I was never messy. I was never bitter. I was never lying. I was early." For decades, Wendy used her radio platform to warn the world about Diddy's alleged behaviors, his parties, his control, his threats. And what did she get in return? Lawsuits, threats, blackballing, and mockery. She told the court, "When I first started talking about Diddy, I wasn't trying to tear him down. I was trying to wake people up." She brought a stack of evidence, printouts of old show transcripts, emails from executives, and a detailed timeline of how Diddy allegedly orchestrated her downfall. Back in the early 2000s, Wendy said, "He was protected. Everybody knew it. You couldn't talk about Puff without a phone call coming an hour later. Station managers warned her. Advertisers pulled out. Threats came in subtle but unmistakable ways. You're doing too much, Wendy. You're going to get hurt." She recounted a chilling moment when the girl group Total, allegedly sent by Diddy himself, waited for her outside her radio station after she called them broke on air. "That's not coincidence. That's coordination," she told the court. Her career became a war zone. Sponsors dropped, syndication deals vanished, network invites disappeared. But Wendy refused to back down. "You can blackball me, you can threaten me, but you can't erase me," she declared. "And now I'm under oath, so I hope they're listening, because I'm not stopping until the truth is loud enough to shut their machine down." Can you believe the lengths they went to silence Wendy? Have you ever suspected a Hollywood cover-up? Drop your thoughts in the comments. What other secrets are they hiding? By pivoting to someone else she'd warned about for years, Jay-Z, her tone sharpened as she told the jury, "You can't talk about what Diddy did without talking about the people who stood next to him, smiled with him while the abuse was happening. That includes Jay-Z." She scanned the jury, leaned in, and dropped a bombshell about Foxy Brown, who was just 15 when Jay-Z, then 27, was allegedly mentoring her. Wendy pulled out lyrics from Foxy's debut album, reportedly written by Jay-Z. "Ain't no nut like the one I got. No one can fuck me better." She read them aloud deliberately, and the courtroom recoiled. "You tell me," she said, "why was a grown man writing those lyrics for a child?" Wendy didn't stop there. She alleged Jay-Z picked Foxy up from high school, showered her with lavish gifts, shopping sprees, and hair appointments, all funded by a man nearly twice her age. "This wasn't a label signing, this was grooming," she told the court. Then came an even darker claim, a rumored tape involving Jay-Z, Foxy, and Jamie Foxx. Wendy said, "You never heard about it again. Why? Because Foxy's home was burglarized and the tape was gone." She let the words hang. Coincidence? I think not. Wendy revealed she was fired from her top-rated radio show shortly after suggesting Jay-Z's relationships with underage girls needed investigating. "They called me toxic, but now you're seeing everything I asked was worth asking," she said. She produced evidence, email call logs, producers who backed out when she mentioned Jay-Z's name. "They turned me into the villain for asking what any decent person should have asked," she told the jury. "You think I lost sponsors for being messy? No, I lost sponsors because I was right, and they couldn't let that spread." Are you shocked by Wendy's claims about Jay-Z and Foxy Brown? Do you think there's more to this story? Wendy didn't hold back when she tackled Diddy's infamous freak-off parties, now a central piece of his federal indictment. "I was the first to say it," she told the court. "Those weren't parties, they were operations." She first heard whispers in the late 90s when Bad Boy was at its peak. Guests had their phones taken at the door. They signed NDAs. Candlelit escorts led them to assigned rooms. "This wasn't a house party, it was a ritual," she said. Wendy referenced Karen's superhead Stefans, who went on her show and described Diddy's paranoia, drugs, and strange setups, including asking for male involvement at these parties. "Superhead didn't lie," Wendy testified. "I played that interview again and again because the truth was too heavy to let pass." She spoke with 3 individuals who described IV bags used to recover from these events, with medical assistants on standby. "This was not socializing, this was organized depravity," she said. Wendy produced a list of pseudonyms of people who shared their stories privately, matching patterns in Cassie Ventura's and Gene million deals testimonies. Then came the kicker, the baby oil. I said it on air as a joke, but it wasn't funny, she told the court. They really found over 1,000 bottles, just like I said. You know why I knew? Because people told me and I was the only one willing to say it. She stared at Diddy, unflinching. All these years later and we're finally here. Now it's not gossip, it's evidence. Wendy's voice never trembled as she stood up for Cassie Ventura, Diddy's ex. Y'all were mesmerized by the diamonds, the music videos, the red carpets, she told the jury, but I saw a scared girl. As early as 2008, Wendy warned her listeners about Diddy's alleged obsessive control over Cassie, who was 19 when she met a mogul pushing 40. That's not love, that's leverage, she said. She played a clip on her show where Cassie flinched when Diddy raised his voice. People called it nerves. I called it trauma, she testified. Wendy claimed Diddy had access to Cassie's phones, showed up at her hotels unannounced, and had staff unlock her doors. When I said that out loud, my show's sponsors pulled the plug, she revealed. She referenced a 2018 incident where Cassie reportedly ended the relationship after Diddy allegedly forced his way into her home. That wasn't the first time he showed up uninvited, Wendy said. When a mogul wants control, they don't need permission. They make the world rearrange itself for them. She broke down the mogul playbook. Grooming, isolating, leveraging industry influence, and using luxury as a trap. He didn't just love Cassie, he owned her, she said. And when she broke the chain, she became dangerous. Wendy's broadcast eerily paralleled Cassie's legal claims, entered as evidence by the prosecution. Everything in that lawsuit, I saw the signs, she said. I said it publicly, and now she's finally being heard, but at what cost? Wendy risked her career to defend Cassie. Are you stunned by how long she's been sounding the alarm? Wendy saved her biggest bombshell for last, exposing what she called the Hollywood machine. You think this is just about Diddy? You're wrong, she told the jury, locking eyes. This is about the ecosystem that protected him. She named names, Tyler Perry, Oprah Winfrey, and the courtroom fell silent. There's a list in Hollywood, she said, not one you'll ever see, but it's real. Cross it and you disappear. Wendy testified that after exposing Diddy's parties and questioning Tyler Perry's role, her industry access collapsed. She recounted a fallout with the team behind Precious, a film tied to Perry and Oprah. I went from premieres to wiped off guest lists, she said. An executive told her, Oprah's people don't want you near her anymore. That's power. Wendy shared a gut-wrenching story. She confided in Oprah about her own past abuse, only to see her abuser interviewed on Oprah's show while Wendy was blackballed. That wasn't betrayal, that was retaliation, she said. Then came the receipts, a leaked email with a subject line. Managing optics, Wendy Puff Tyler. Another, a 2007 NDA threatening public retaliation for speaking about Diddy's private gatherings. Wendy read from a 2015 hotel email preparing a presidential suite with discretion measures for Diddy. This was a system, she said, planned, funded, scheduled, and cleaned up. She revealed payments to publicists and bloggers to bury rumors and push Diddy's philanthropy instead. A photo showed Diddy, Tyler Perry, and a crisis consultant smiling at a 2019 gala. They were smiling while women were paid to shut up, Wendy said. She was offered an NDA for a syndicated TV deal but refused. The silence they bought cost others their freedom, she told the jury. Can you believe Oprah and Tyler Perry were named in this? What other names are on Hollywood's secret list? Drop your guesses in the comments. But Wendy Williams didn't break. She didn't cry. She sat in that courtroom, composed, with the weight of 20 years of warnings ignored. You see Diddy on trial, she said, but I see something bigger. This isn't just about what he did. It's about who let him do it. She gestured to the defense table. Behind him is a legacy of silence, a tower built on fear, NDAs, and billion-dollar handshakes. Wendy called out Jay-Z, Perry, Oprah, the labels and handlers who shook Diddy's hand, took his checks, and pushed truth-tellers out the door. I was called bitter. I was called crazy, but I was right, she declared, staring at Diddy, who stayed stoic. You thought your power was enough, but the truth caught up to you, and I hope it's loud. Before stepping down, she turned to the gallery. This trial is not the end. It's the beginning of naming names, cracking walls, and the whole tower falling. Wendy walked out, leaving the courtroom stunned. So what's next? Will more names surface? Will Hollywood's machine collapse? Drop your thoughts below, smash that like button, and subscribe for every update on this explosive trial. The truth is loud, and we're just getting started. Subscribe and turn on notifications.